Hello, welcome back. It's been a little while. I feel like I say that every time. This might be a little bit rambly just because, I don't know, it's been a while, so I gotta practice being concise-er with my words again. Nevertheless, I hope the past few months have treated you well enough. I have been really busy, and I find that my interest in makeup really ebbs and flows, and like how active I am in like both consuming like beauty content on YouTube and like keeping up with new releases really coincides with that. So yeah, for the past few months, this tends to kind of happen to me during the winter time. I've just been wearing like the same thing in the same ways, not just with my makeup, but with my clothes and just like, I don't know, busy with other things. But recently, I feel like a couple things have caught my eye, and hopefully I'll be a little bit more active here for a bit. In any case, today I am interested in the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Tinted Lip Oils because of course I am. It just makes so much sense. I really like their Balm Gloss lip line as well, but I do think those are quite different. Those are much more sheer and very much like glossy, balmy sort of formula. This product is pretty interesting, a little unique. I was super drawn to them when I saw someone comparing them to the rom&nd Juicy Tinted Lips or Juicy Lip Tints, which are one of my go-to lip products, one of my favorites. So let me just start with putting the product on. I have the color Joy, which I chose because, well, half of them were like sold out when I went to buy them, and I just thought this seemed like a really fun summery color, which I have been on a bit of a shopping spree, and I keep buying colors that aren't really in my wheelhouse, but I think they really draw me in because they're super like springy, summery, and this happens every spring. In any case, here's the product. It has a pretty large fluffy applicator. I don't know, the packaging, nothing to write home about, very standard. And it looks kind of shocking when I first put it on, right? And it's got this like a whitish base to it at first, but then it becomes more translucent, and I feel like it kind of almost heats up to my skin or something, and becomes a much more approachable, fun, summery color. It really does, like, I feel like when I first, so I tried it on earlier, or I swatched it earlier, and this is like the stain that's left behind. I've washed my hands a few times. As you can see, it does noticeably stain, but I'll just kind of go over it. It does kind of have like almost a little bit of a white basedness to it, but then also a translucency to it. It's interesting. I'm just gonna kind of leave it full on like this, and it naturally kind of has this like blurred edge effect, or like very soft finish around where the product ends, and I think it really gives like a shiny but like just bitten sort of look to it. It really gives the effect of like, oh, I've been eating like a strawberry popsicle or something, especially as the product fades a little and this like shiny layer fades. I feel like the effect that you are left with and with the stain is just like very fun and looks like you were eating something that had red dye, basically. It can kind of like, this is not a precise product at all. It can kind of creep outside of the lip line. Maybe you can kind of see it like in this corner here. It doesn't bother me. I think it's like part of what this product is. Okay, so continuing on with this product itself, it really doesn't have much of a scent, but it has a little bit of a sweet taste if you run your lips over it while you're wearing the product. It does have a little bit of plumping effect. It's like a very mild tingle to the lips, and I don't think like it's really not that much in terms of like the scale of plumping lip products that I've tried before, and I don't think it lasts very long, maybe like half an hour. And then similarly, the glossy, oily finish that you instantly get, it looks really juicy, really pretty, and it does help hydrate the lips. That lasts for like an hour tops, and then like if you eat anything, it's definitely gonna fade away. I even feel like the stain lasts pretty well, but if you wipe your mouth, it'll stay. If you like start eating anything kind of greasy, it's just kind of like gone after. So that's all there is on longevity. I feel like the formula is pretty unique. I'm not surprised at all that this is like reminiscent of some Asian beauty lip tint products, because their lip mousse line is pretty much on par or like very, very similar again to some Asian beauty like velvet lip tint sort of products. This is also worth drawing the comparison to Asian beauty predecessors for sure. I do think that this product is oilier, and that's like one of the big distinctions that I see. It has a really pretty like natural shine, and it does kind of, not only does it creep outside of my lip lines on its own a little bit, but it also like within the borders of like where my lip ends and where my mouth starts. Like I can feel some of the plumping product getting onto like my teeth and like inside my gums. It's just slippery, which is not surprising for a lip oil. You can see right off the bat that like packaging wise, the rom&nd ones and the Rare Beauty ones are pretty similar, and their doe foot applicators are pretty similar. So this one is the Mood Glowy tint from Peri Para. These two are juicy lasting tints, and then this one is the rare one. I'm just gonna spread it out a little bit. I hope you can tell, like I feel like the thing that I notice about the Rare Beauty one is that it's got an interesting texture. It really is like a very bright oil. So it's like very translucent, whereas the other products kind of have a bit more of a cream, a bit more viscosity to them. It's like these are all much more homogeneous, whereas the Rare Beauty one, like it's truly like an oil that stains, I guess. Like I feel like I can spread around the oil, but you can see like how bright it was right where I first put the product. You're gonna have to take my word that I tried to, my lips feel like they don't have product on anymore. So this is Pomelo Skin from rom&nd, which is one of my favorites. And you can see it's like moist, it's got a bit of shine, but it's not nearly as glossy and reflective as the Rare Beauty oil. It feels more like a gel-like texture. Everything is staying in place just a little bit more. It doesn't feel like it's creeping inside my lip line. It has a lot more of a balmy viscosity to it as opposed to the Rare Beauty one. While the Rare Beauty one is also like a moisturizing sort of product, it feels thinner and has an oily slip on the lips for sure. And I think that while I can definitely sheer this product out, it has a bit more of like a creamy opaqueness to it, despite also being like quite thin, than the Rare Beauty lip oil. I'll just pop on this Peri Para Moody one, and this is in the color 03. It's kind of hard. This is not going to be representative of the colors anymore at this point. Again, it's got more of like a watery and subdued shine to it. It's not nearly as like bright and reflective in terms of the amount of glow that the lips have, but it certainly looks moisturized, right? This product is a hint slippier than the rom&nd one, and because of that I think it's slightly more reminiscent of the Rare Beauty lip oil. But all this to say, I think that they are somewhat distinct in my head. Okay, I feel like you can really see it now in contrast to my very brightly stained lips. But right as it comes out of the tube, it's got this like milky, really white base looking consistency to it. Oh yeah, there, you can see it. Like if it was this color, it would look really abrupt on me. But then as you spread it out, it turns into this very thin layer. I think what's happening is like it comes out blazing guns with a bunch of pigment, leaves like a very impactful stain, and then somehow that stain just kind of like sticks to your lips, and all you're left with is a oily base layer that kind of sits on top for a while. At least that's like my little head theory of how the science works in this product so far. And this one, despite being brighter than say those colors I had before, this is like a very interesting formula in terms of like it's very translucent and bright, and I feel like I don't usually see that. However, despite all that, the Rare Beauty ones are $20, and I don't think they're dupes exactly, but I like the rom&nd Juicy Lasting Tints better as a product, and they're also like generally half the price, if not less. And I think that there's like such a wonderful color range between all of the Juicy Lasting Tints and other similar related products is a lot more impressive than the Rare Beauty line. There are 8 colors, and I always find that Rare Beauty, I love their formulations, but their colors are sometimes like kind of just okay. I am curious to see how some of the darker colors perform, because like if I close my eyes, it really does feel like an oil with a little bit of tingle. It's not like the thickest lip oil I've tried. I don't think it's meant to be. But it does have very much of an oily slip, but it's so bright. And I know I have some other stains on, but like still, it's very, very bright. And it's fascinating how such a translucent and thin feeling product can like have so much impact. So I think because of that, the formula sticks out as quite unique and interesting to me. But if I were to recommend between like these two or like the Asian Beauty counterpart, I would definitely recommend that someone kind of explore what they can find in the Asian beauty world if they want this sort of like cushiony, moist, glowy, but maybe not glossy lip that has a bit of stain and a bunch of like flattering, really blends and melts into your lips sort of textures and colors. I would highly recommend checking these out, especially if you think you like these. You'll probably like these as well. Let me know any of your thoughts. This was quite a rambly time. Thank you so much for watching as always, and yeah, stay tuned for more.